y'all, welcome back. I'm Quinn, and over the next few days we are going to be finishing this blanket. I have been working on this blanket for what feels like a year at this point. I don't know how long, but it just feels like it's been such a long time. And I'm ready to be done with it and hand it over to my mom. I'm making this for her. She's coming in a few weeks to visit, so I would really like to have this done so I can just give it to her while she's here and then she can take it in her suitcase home with her. That's the goal. So a few weeks ago, I posted a short where I made 5 little mushroom granny squares, and I haven't worked on this blanket at all since what I did in that short. So I have like the whole main part of the blanket done. That's like the whole main part. And then I have 4 of the corner granny squares done. So all of the corner granny squares, because there's only 4 corners. And the 5 little granny squares that I mentioned earlier that I made for that short. And that's all I have. I think I need like 75 more. So we're gonna just start with making like a crap ton of these. So if you've missed any of the times I've talked about this blanket, basically the design is I have that main part of the blanket, and then I'm gonna do a border of these mushroom granny squares. If I didn't make that clear before, that's why I'm making a billion of them, because I need enough of them to go around the border of the whole blanket. Let's see if I can remember how to make these without looking at my own pattern. I don't know if y'all noticed that my background is like very slightly different, but it is. And the reason why is because I'm kind of changing up my workspace a little bit and I'm very excited about it. So I wanted to share what I'm doing. Also maybe vent a little because it's been quite the ordeal, but here, I'll show y'all what's going on. Okay, so here is Jared's desk. Here is my desk, and then here is where a new bookshelf / fold out table combo is gonna go. My desk used to be over here, and then we used to have like a really short bookshelf kind of in between our desks. I was really hoping that it was gonna be built before I filmed this video, but I just keep running into so many issues with it, and it's kind of driving me insane. Long story short, it's just been a lot dealing with this bookshelf, and like just everything that you can imagine going wrong like has gone wrong, and it's taking way longer than I thought it was gonna. But I really wanted to talk about this bookshelf / table with y'all because it's very exciting. This bookshelf table thing is gonna be the new background for all of my tutorial videos, and so I really want it to be done because I wanna like start using it for tutorials. Okay, thank you for listening to my little spiel about my bookshelf table thing. Now for a progress update. I've been working on these for like an hour-ish, and I actually have 6 of them made, but they're not done. I need to like weave in all of the ends, and then I don't have this done on any of my granny squares yet, but I actually need to go into all of them once they're all made, and I have to put little like white dots on all of them, like, you know, like a red mushroom cap. They have little white dots on them, and I don't have that done on any of them yet, but it's just because I think I just want to do that at the end. I don't really want to like deal with that right now. I think maybe it'd be easier to do that once they're all sewn together. I don't know. That's my plan anyways. So I laid the blanket all out on the floor and I placed all of the mushroom granny squares that I have along the border, and I have more than enough to fill up one whole side. So how many more do I need? Wait, hang on, I gotta do some math and I really don't feel like doing it in my head. Okay, I need to make 52 more granny squares. That's a lot, but I made 15 today in 2.5 hours. Wait, I'm gonna try to figure out how many more hours it's gonna take me. A little less than 9 hours? Why does that seem like that's way too long? Does that make sense? No, I guess that makes sense. Oh no, not almost 9 hours? Oh no, because like I still have to weave in all the ends. Oh my. Why did I think it was gonna be closer to like 6 hours or something? Okay. I don't know how long it's been since I last caught up with y'all, since I last filmed. I feel like it's been years. I don't know, I just feel like a lot's happened in that amount of time. So first of all, you may notice something right here. My shelf that I was talking about last time is like almost all the way built. We're making progress, slowly but surely. Like I said the last time, just every single possible thing that could go wrong with this shelf keeps going wrong with this shelf. So I am missing 4 screws, but I do kind of have a shelf, which is nice and cool and makes this whole space look very different. So please tell me that you like it because I've spent so much time on it. Yeah, I don't know. Just a lot was happening and I didn't have time to film. I did get a decent amount of work done since the last time we chatted though. So I will update y'all with what all I have done. So all of these granny squares are done and all of my ends are even woven in, like they are ready to be assembled together. So these are my 4 corner granny squares, and then these are enough granny squares for one side of my blanket, and then I will show y'all what else I got done. And then I have all of these granny squares that need their tails woven in still. So technically I have all of the granny squares made, but they're not all ready to be assembled together yet. So today the plan is we are weaving in ends. Oh my gosh, and also I have to show y'all something that I'm very proud of. Hang on. Okay, this is my final granny square I made, and look, that's the amount of red yarn I ended with. I don't have any more, and like I literally had the perfect amount. Is that not like the best thing you've ever seen? I've got like a stain on my shirt. I don't know where that came from. Okay, I'm gonna deal with that later, but first I remembered another thing that happened during my little hiatus of filming. I got a new desk. Very, very exciting stuff. It's a standing desk too, which is amazing. So I don't have to just sit in my chair all the time and wither away. So you just like take, oh, what just fell? What was that? Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, hang on. So you take that out and then you take this thing out and then you go like that. And I'm not gonna do that right now because I do actually want to sit right now, but I could stand if I wanted to. There, and then it snaps back in. It's so nice, it's so cool. So yeah, new desk, new bookshelf that's over there that you can't see, but that's where it is. And soon, new fold-out table that is attached to the bookshelf. So lots of nice new stuff to hopefully make working here easier. Okay, I'm gonna go change my shirt because I don't I don't know what this stain is from, but I don't want to wear a shirt that has a stain on it, so I'll be back. Okay, I changed my shirt. I'm ready to start working now. It took me like an hour and a half to weave in the ends on 9 of these granny squares. My mother is coming to visit in like 2 days, so I would love to have this done so that I can give it to her when she's here, which means I absolutely need to have all of the ends woven in on all of my granny squares by tomorrow, because I still need to connect all these granny squares together. I need to give them all little white dots that none of them have yet. I need to attach them all to the blanket. I need to crochet one more row after they're all attached to the blanket. And then I have to weave in all the other ends that comes from just the process of doing all that stuff. So I'm not hopeful that I'm gonna have it done by the time she's here, but I don't wanna like give up yet. I set up next to Daphne because she's just so dang cute and I had to show her to y'all. So update on where I'm at. I have finished half of the granny squares that I had like this morning. I still have 27 left, but I have done 27 of them today. And my arm is very tired, right on the inside of my arm. And I can't weave in any more ends tonight. I still want to work on this more, so I've decided instead of finishing weaving in all the ends before I start attaching all of the granny squares together, I'm gonna start attaching all the ones that I have ready. I think that won't be too hard on this like part of my arm that's so sore, because I really do want to keep working on this. Today, I need to finish attaching all of the granny squares that are now ready to be attached to this. Weave in a bunch of ends, attach it to the blanket, put another row on the outside of the border, and then weave in more ends, and then put dots on all of the mushrooms. It's about 24 hours until my mom is here. So we'll see. I just finished attaching all of the granny squares together, so now it is the moment of truth. I'm gonna lay out the blanket in the middle of the big border of granny squares that I have and see if everything is the right size. I think that the border and the blanket fit together decently well, so I'm gonna just pin the border all along the blanket so it kind of stays in place, and then I will slip stitch it on or single crochet or sew it. I don't really know. I'm just gonna kind of figure it out as I do it. I don't really know what will work best, but I'm gonna attach the border to my main part of my blanket now. It's like almost 10 o'clock, so I'm about to go to bed. Not done with the blanket yet. Who could have guessed? But I am gonna give y'all an update really quick. I got the whole border crocheted on here, and also I wove in a few ends, but mostly I wanted to show y'all the border. Definitely will not be finishing this before my mom comes this weekend. Yeah, not a whole lot left to do, but too much to do to finish it in like 14 hours because like I do need to sleep, unfortunately. This is what I always think of in Twilight. Maybe this is why I'm obsessed with Twilight. They don't sleep. Imagine what I could do if I was a vampire. It's been a few days since I've checked in with y'all last. We went to Disneyland. It was very fun, very hot. It was like 105 degrees both days we were there, which was pretty terrible, but it was still fun. When I came back from Disneyland though, I got so sick. I have no idea what I was sick with, but I literally thought I was gonna die. I felt so awful. So that was 2 days ago when I felt just so sick. And yesterday was just another kind of day of recovery, which is why I didn't film anything. So I have a decent amount done because I worked on it a bit over the weekend and then I worked on it a little bit while I was recovering. So before I left for Disneyland, I had just finished putting on all the mushroom granny squares on the blanket, I think. And since then, I have put this extra brown row like on the outside of the granny square border, so you know it looks a little more tied in and intentional and finished a little bit more. And then I have also almost finished doing this. I think I mentioned this last time that I wanted to put some slip stitches along where the granny squares meet the rest of the blanket, because for a couple reasons. One reason is because when I put the granny squares on here, it has this little ridge here and it kind of makes the granny squares fold over a bit, which is not ideal. And so when I put the slip stitches along the bottom of the granny squares, it just kind of, you know, makes that seam a little more flat and helps the border not want to fold over. So, you know, that's good. It also just kind of looks nicer on the back like this with this slip stitch thing going on. And I think it looks pretty nice on the front with the slip stitches there as well. So I just have one more side where I need to do those slip stitches. I think I do want to put a row of slip stitches along this final row as well, and then we can finally get to the last part of this blanket, which is putting all the white dots in all of these mushroom granny squares. That'll be the last step. We're really nearing the end. We're getting so close. I'm very excited for this to be done. The blanket is looking pretty great. I finished doing all of the slip stitching I needed to do, and basically the only thing I have left is to put all of the little white dots on the mushroom caps. So we're in the home stretch, baby. Okay, y'all, I am about halfway done with all of these mushroom granny squares so far, and look how dang cute that is. I love them. It's going pretty well and it's actually going pretty quickly, but I am just getting so exhausted. I'm still recovering from being sick the other day, and I just really don't want to push myself too hard right now. So I'm gonna call it for tonight. This will just have to get finished tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not gonna say for sure because then it probably won't happen, but I'm pretty sure that this will be done tomorrow, which is very exciting. Done. Now time to weave in a bunch of ends. It's done. I am not going to show y'all the whole thing tonight because I'm really tired and I want to take a much deserved break. And 2, it's very dark in here and I would rather show y'all the blanket in better lighting. So I'm going to keep y'all in suspense for just a little bit longer. I am ready to show y'all the blanket, but I did want to just show y'all one thing first. My bookshelf table thing is finally done. Now that it's done, I do love it. I'm very excited about it. Now I have a space that I can dedicate to just doing fiber art stuff, and then I have a space that I can dedicate to just doing computer editing stuff. So very exciting. It's gonna be real nice. Do y'all wanna see this folded down? It's pretty great. Amazing. Okay, and now the moment you've all been waiting for, the blanket reveal. I'm gonna try to do that thing I see everyone on TikTok do. Here it is.
Wow.
Okay, now we can chat about the blanket. It was fun to make, but it was also just like so much work. This is the biggest crochet project I've ever done. Just like the most time consuming, probably the most number of stitches, like just, it was a lot. And I am so happy with how it turned out. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I'm so proud of it, but I am very glad to be done. That's my main takeaway, is that it was just a lot. If y'all would like to make a blanket like this, I actually followed a pattern for the main part of the blanket. It's a free pattern. It's the Lunar Crossings Square Blanket by Crochet Kim. I will have it linked in the description. And then I added the mushroom granny square crochet border myself. That's not a part of the pattern. And I don't have patterns specifically for the granny squares, but I have patterns in my Etsy shop that include instructions for how to do the mushroom granny squares, if you know what I mean. That's what I have for y'all if you are looking to make a blanket like this. I will link the yarn I used in the description as well. So I will not be keeping this blanket, unfortunately, although I would love to because it is so beautiful and gorgeous and incredible. But I will be giving this to my mom probably the next time I see her, which is actually in just a few weeks. So, you know, the stakes of like finishing it this past weekend when she was here were pretty low because I knew I was going to see her again pretty soon. So sad I don't get to keep it, but you know, I mean, at least it's going to stay with someone that I see often, so I'll still be able to see it. My baby. I'll still be able to see my baby. But let me know what y'all think of my blanket. I hope y'all love it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember to give it a like. And if you enjoy this kind of content, then consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. Shout out to my channel members. Y'all are the best. Your support means the world to me. If you'd like to become a channel member and unlock certain perks, then you can find the link in the description. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.